Gentlemen and lady gentlemen, it is I, Psycho Rick, back at it again with another section of the Freudian iceberg theory. Last video we covered the id. Today we're going to cover the superego, or what's called the upper I. So understanding the superego and the upper I, as it is nickname called it. Where the id is I want, the superego is I should. The superego is the counterbalance to the id in the psyche. It has two parts. The unconscious, or I'm sorry, the conscious. The conscious is the integrated shoulds and should nots of our culture. It is the moral code internalized from our parents and society. Not just parents and society, but our religions teach us a moral code. You can think the Christianity of what the Ten Commandments. The Boy Scouts teach a moral code. The Girl Scouts teach a moral code. Alcohol's Anonymous has a moral code. Even the military teaches a moral code and values. So this is all absorbed into our superego. And if we fail to adhere to this moral code, our superego punishes with feelings of guilt and shame. How many times have we done something wrong where we felt guilty and shameful for it? Even if it was just something as small as a little lie. That is our superego kicking in, our conscience, so to speak, the Jiminy Cricket. The second part is the ego ideal. The ego ideal is the other side of the superego. It is the inner vision of our best self. Think about all the role models and everybody we had looked up to. This is what we start to form our superego around. Look up towards Superman, Bruce Lee, Batman. The list goes on. And we're wanting to align ourselves with our ego ideal to have feelings of pride, value, and accomplishment. So when we think of that, again, I go back to Superman. He never tells a lie. He always does the right thing. He doesn't beat up the perpetrator. He always takes him to the jail because our judicial system isn't flawed. Always has sex in the missionary position. You know, the perfect person. But when the id says, I don't want to go to bed, our superego turns over and says, you must go to bed. And what is more, you have to brush your teeth too. So the ego ideal is the other side of the superego. This is the inner vision of our best self. Aligning with our ego leads to feelings of pride, value, and accomplishment. The superego is not concerned with instant gratification like the id. This part of the mind turns on long-term thinking. Instead of wanting it now, we start planning ahead, such as saving money. I put $100 away here, I put $100 away there, and within a year I have $1,000 saved up. That $1,000 can be then put to better use as an emergency fund or something that the family needs. The long-term thinking part of our brain. Everything it does is an attempt to align ourselves with our ideal self and to steer us away from bad behaviors. It's always trying to move us towards what should be. We can think of the superego as the angel on our shoulder. Traits. It strives to act in a socially acceptable manner. It brings guilt and shame when we don't. It is the internalized voice of authority from our parents, society, religion, etc. Long-term thinking, as we start to think about what our actions are going to do and what harm it can cause. It is our inner parent or the angel on our shoulder, or Jiminy Cricket, constantly telling us what's the right thing to do. You don't want to do that. That's bad. That'll get you in trouble. Same thing we've heard growing up from being a child. The mechanism is feeling bad to curb our enthusiasm. If we feel bad enough, we won't do it. Gentlemen and lady gentlemen, our time is up for this video. I am Psycho Rick. On the screen is where you can find me and contact me if need be, or also in the comment section. Let's keep it polite. Let's keep it nice. We're human beings, and we're all trying to better ourselves. Thank you.